Hello, students. Hope everybody had a good weekend and I hope everybody got their concept maps in. So I'm looking forward to seeing those. It's one of my favorite assignments that you guys will do for me this semester. So I'm looking forward to seeing those and sharing some great examples with all of you. So moving on to week 6. Go ahead and click into the folder here. Blackboard's a little pokey this morning. Sleepy because of the rain. All right. So here's our agenda. Now, the good news is I'm going to kind of ease up on y'all for the next 2 weeks. We'll still be reading a chapter each week, and you'll be doing an activity each week, but the activity is not going to be as time consuming as, say the concept map. So this is purposeful. This is to let you focus a little more time on our themed reader, because there is a reflection on the themed reader that is a high point value piece of your midterm activities. So do not brush off reading the themed reader, okay? Because there will be a high point activity come week 8 along with your midterm exam, all right? So I'm going to ease up a little bit on you for week 6 and 7, let you get kind of prepped for midterms in this class and all the other classes. Don't stress too hard on the midterm for this class. It's going to be random selections of it'll be questions made up of random selections from all the chapter quizzes that you're taking, that you've taken so far. So I think you'll do all right on that. And of course you can, retake the quizzes as many times as you like. Well, I'll work something up for you so that you can practice your weekly quizzes, the weekly chapter quizzes, if you want to prep for the midterm. I'll get that set up for you before week 8. Sorry, where was I? Okay, week 6. All right. So first of all, we have a reflection discussion. I'd like this to be turned in by Tuesday at midnight. So not tonight, but tomorrow night. And there are 2 questions. What suggestions did you find the most doable from last week's chapter about reading college textbooks? And what do you think is your biggest challenge in using these suggestions to improve your reading habits? These reflections are important, and I'm really happy with the thought that you guys have been putting into them for the last 2 weeks, and please continue to do that. The more you put into that, the more beneficial and effective, the stuff we're reading in the textbook can be for you as students. So thank you for your efforts there. And then do that first, that reflection discussion first, and then read this week's chapter, which is chapter 8, learning to study, comprehend, and remember. So we're kind of gearing up for midterms. And so this chapter is also purposefully timed in this class to kind of get you a kickstart on comprehending and remembering things that you'll need to be able to use to perform well on midterms and even final exams in your classes. So read chapter 8, and then I've got a kind of supplementary TED video for you there, which is a great one about memory and how it works. So I hope you enjoy that. And take the chapter 8 quiz by Wednesday at midnight, okay? Then before I show you this week's activity, we also have another quote-unquote comprehension quiz for the last enchantments covering pages 70 through 160. And as well as taking this quiz over what you read last week in the themed reader, you also need to be reading these pages here, pages 161 through 241 in your agenda. And we'll have the quiz over that next week. All right, so this week's activity, learning styles. There is a quick and easy questionnaire that you can access. So follow the instructions here. Click here to visit the VARK Learning Styles questionnaire webpage. So clicking that will open up this web page in a new tab or window. Carefully read the questions. I think there's 25 of them, and give check boxes for your answers. And I think you can pick more than one answer for each question, all right? Then click OK. All right, and you're going to get your VARK questionnaire results. And this tells you your learning preference, which will make sense after you've read the chapter, all right? These are important for you to understand how your mind works best and what teaching styles and teaching and learning activities and study activities will most benefit you as a student. So even if you're an instructor or lecturer or whomever doesn't teach or provide materials to you in a learning style that best fits your learning preferences, you can still apply these results towards your study habits. So, you know, if you struggle with the way your math teacher presents materials, then there's a whole internet full of, if you're if you have an oral preference, or if you have a read-write preference, or if you have a kinesthetic preference, there are tons of websites out there that gives you what types of study activities would best help you to deeply remember things, you know, to thoroughly comprehend them. So, and you take learning to a whole new level if you pay attention to these things. Yeah. So, yeah, and as you'll see here, the website even gives you, you know, based on your preferences here, the website gives you a link to oral strategies because of the answers I put in. I have a mild oral learning preference. Okay, back to the assignment. So this information right here, your scores were, this is what you turn into me. And you can do it simply by copying this stuff off the web page. I'll use my mouse. Copy. Right? This is the information that you're going to turn into me. Go back to the assignment. Click into the assignment, and I can write submission, and I can paste that info right in there and submit it, and I'm done with my activity for the week. Yay! See? That's all you need to do for this week as far as activities go. So, but I know you've got plenty more to do. You've got other classes. Do not neglect the themed reader. There is a high points activity in week 8 that you will have had to read the themed reader to complete. And I think that is it for this week.
Attention, Missouri Southern State University building captains. Radio check will proceed in 1 minute.
Sorry about that. All right, so I got a lot of I got a lot of emails from some of you over the weekends, catching up on some late assignments. I greatly appreciate that. Make sure you stay up on your grades in the My Grades area, and if you've missed a deadline, get it turned in by email usually. So contact me via email. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.